Introduction. It's been years since I first played Gears of War. Now it's back, rebuilt, refined, and reintroduced as Gears of War Reloaded. This isn't about hype or nostalgia, it's about revisiting a classic and seeing it in a new light. How does it hold up today? What's been gained? What's been lost? And does it still hit the way it should? We're breaking it down piece by piece. The visuals, the sound, the gameplay, and the story to see how it all comes together and what it still has to say. Visuals and world design. The yellow filter that defined mid-2000s shooters is gone. The world now breathes in sharper contrast, with more color, more texture, and more depth. Personally, I'm glad. The game looks more vibrant while keeping its war tone. Originally built as an Unreal Engine 3 showcase, Gears Reloaded now stands in Unreal 5, and you can feel it. The ruined cities, massive architecture, and chaotic vistas feel cinematic and monumental. Buildings loom like forgotten titans. The atmosphere is thick with dust and smoke, and the lighting adds a new clarity that highlights the devastation. But in that polish, something was lost. The original had a gritty, dirty aesthetic, faces covered in grime and armor scratched, blood thick on the walls. This version cleans too much. Characters look freshly showered in the middle of a planetary war. It's a minor detail, but it affects immersion. Still, the art direction holds strong. Every corridor is littered with believable debris. Massive creatures stomp across ruined highways. And calling down the Hammer of Dawn remains one of gaming's most satisfying moments. The game may not break any technical barriers, but it looks sharp, stable, and confident. The world design remains tight and focused. Each area funnels you through bombed out streets and crumbling strongholds, but a few moments allow the player choice through alternate routes or small combat branches that keep it dynamic. It's not open, and it doesn't need to be. The campaign structure serves a story, compact, intense, and cinematic from start to finish. Sound design. From the moment you chainsaw through your first locust, you're reminded how iconic Gears' soundscape is. Every weapon has personality: the Lancer's roar, the thundering shotgun, the mechanical grind of the chainsawed bayonet. Reloads have weight, explosions shake your ears, and the low boom of checkpoints hits like a heartbeat. The soundtrack remains bombastic and cinematic. It's not the kind of score you hum later, but it always fits. Slow, tense build-ups that explode into full orchestral chaos. The sound mix keeps the world alive, even when the action slows. Voice acting is another strong point. Marcus, Dom, Baird, and Cole all sound exactly how they look: grizzled, loud, and larger than life. There's a charming how over the top it all is. These guys argue, insult, joke, and fight like real soldiers who've been through hell together. Their banter keeps the world grounded amid all of the destruction. Overall, the sound team did an incredible job preserving what worked while cleaning the mix. It's sharp, loud, and satisfying. Everything Gears sounds like. Gameplay. Gears Reloaded plays tight and deliberate. Movement is lower than modern shooters, but it's heavy in a good way. Every step feels weighted. The cover system is still the backbone of combat, letting you dive, vault, and roll fluidly between positions. Once you master the A or X button, rhythm of sprint, slide, roll, and shoot, the game becomes a dance of precision and aggression. Yes, the animation system shows its age. Marcus moves like a tank. But that's part of the game's DNA. What looks stiff at first becomes satisfying once you learn to chain actions smoothly. On higher difficulties, or in horror mode, that skill ceiling really shows itself. Gun variety is limited but purposeful. Every weapon feels distinct. The Lancer for mid-range control, the Gnasher for close-quarter chaos, and the Torque-Bow or Longshot for pinpoint satisfaction. Nothing feels wasted, and each tool has a clear role. There's a short vehicle section early on that breaks up pacing. It's clunky but fun, and quick enough to not overstay its welcome. The Hammer of Dawn remains a highlight, limited in use, but spectacular when unleashed. Overall, the gameplay feels exactly how it should: brutal, direct, and tactile. It's not deep for the sake of depth, it's fun because it's focused. Story and characters. At its heart, Gears is simple: humanity on the edge, a desperate mission to end a war they can barely understand. That simplicity works. The story isn't built on twists, it's built on tone and personality. Marcus Phoenix starts the game rotting in a cell. Dom breaks him out, and within minutes, you're thrown in the chaos of war. The dynamic between them, one stoic and one loyal, drives the entire campaign. Baird's sarcasm, Cole's explosive energy, and the gruff camaraderie between them all create an authentic military chemistry that's rare even today. The Queen and her Locust army serve as a looming threats rather than constant presences. You rarely see her, which makes her more intimidating. The sense of scale, that humanity is fighting a force it barely comprehends, gives the game weight beyond its linear missions. Psychologically, each character reflects a different coping mechanism of war. Marcus suppresses everything, Dom clings to loyalty and hope, Baird masks fear with intellect and sarcasm, Cole leans into adrenaline and showmanship. Together they form a complete human reaction to survival and trauma. It's simple storytelling done right, not through exposition, but through behavior in action. Personal take. Gears Reloaded is a palate cleanser, tight, focused, and built with intent. It doesn't waste your time with endless collectibles or RPG sprawl. You load in, gear up, and fight through one of the most iconic campaigns in shooter history. It's not perfect, some cutscenes and animations show their age, and the new polish loses a bit of the old grit. But as a complete experience, it still hits hard, the pacing is sharp, the combat feels satisfying, and the cinematic presentation holds up beautifully. I love that it respects your time. In an era of 100-hour sandboxes, Gear is a reminder of how good a 7 to 8 hour campaign can feel when every moment lands. Closing thoughts. Gears Reloaded is the definitive way to experience the original saga: sharper visuals, cleaner sound, and the same core gameplay that defined a generation. It's not just nostalgia, it's proof that when design, pacing, and attitude align, a classic can feel timeless. It's big, bold, loud, and fun, exactly what Gears should be. The world is still falling apart, humanity's still fighting back, and Marcus Phoenix doesn't have time for your excuses. Gears of War Reloaded is a brutal, beautiful return to where it all began, and a reminder on why Gears still matters.